Thank you for listening to News Radio 710 WNTM. Welcome to Ask the Expert. Keep in mind you can also watch this hour. We are live on Facebook on the News Radio 710 WNTM Facebook page so you can look at the guests and as they talk. I want to welcome back to Ask the Expert the people from Payroll Vault. Katie Galt, Karen Simmons, welcome back.
Thank you for having us. We're excited to be back.
It is great to have you both here again to talk about Payroll Vault. Anytime during the program or after, you, the listener, you, the viewer, can go to payrollvault.com. That's payrollvault.com and find out more about Payroll Vault. Let's start with the very basics. Explain what Payroll Vault is. We know that this is something really for businesses, helping businesses.
It is. We want to be the partner that helps your business be more successful, and that you do that by freeing up the owner and the staff to be able to concentrate on billing and doing the other things running the company besides being tied down with worried about payroll taxes.
Okay, so you handle, when I get in touch with you, that's what you take care of is the payroll.
Absolutely. The fantastic team, the payroll specialists at Payroll Vault, and Katie and her team are amazing. And they pretty much any facet of payroll that you can think about, we can assist with.
Okay, what business is a good match for Payroll Vault?
Katie, what do you think?
Any business from 1 to 500. There's really no business that's too small. We kind of handle a little bit of everything. Any industry, restaurants, roofers, plumbers, dentists. The list goes on. We even have many times where it's just the owner and they need a W-2. So we work with the CPA to get that in the right place.
Okay, so that is a wide range, anywhere from 1 to 500.
Absolutely.
Right. You know, while I am a CPA, we want to assist the other CPAs in town. It's not a competition for that facet of their business, but to free their accountants up to be accountants. And so we can have them with the client permission, portal access, so their team can see all the payroll records without bothering the client to have to go look something up, without tying up their expensive time. We make everything available to their accountants as well as to the people in their office that they designate.
So this is taking a very time-consuming thing off the plate of the business owner so they can concentrate on what they do best.
Absolutely. I call it the circle. You know, I know my circle very, very well, but I don't know how to do what you do. I can't roof my house. I do not change the oil in my car. I don't know how. I don't need to. I appreciate the people that I outsource to allow me to do what I do very well. And that's what we want to do for other business owners.
Okay, again, this is Payroll Vault, payrollvault.com, and these are local people that operate Payroll Vault. And I know that a lot of small business people especially listen to this station and listen to this show. In fact, you mentioned even if it's somebody working all by themselves, we have a lot of people like that listen because they are by themselves and they use the radio as a companion. So we want to talk about what you do for companies that have up to 500 people. But here at the beginning, can you talk a little bit about how you can help somebody that's a 1 or 2 person business?
Absolutely. You know, when it is, the smaller you go, it's almost the more that person has on their plate. So that's where, you know, we step in, and I usually, if someone calls our office, I try to set up a meeting for me to go to their office, really have that sit down, face-to-face conversation, develop that relationship, find out if they're currently doing anything or if we're starting from fresh, and we really work through all the details. You know, how often do you want to pay this person? How are you going to pay them? Get all the forms signed that the employees need to sign. Get them registered. There's all these little things that people don't necessarily talk about or think about when they're just, you know, hiring that first employee. So that's why we're there to hold their hand and help them in any way.
You brought up a good point too, Katie, because we're talking about your one-man/woman shows.
Right.
There are so many real estate agents, counselors, attorneys that are truckers. You know, there's all kinds of realms of I formed a LLC or I'm an S corporation. Well, even if you're an LLC taxed as an S corporation or you are an S corporation, the IRS knows that you are taking profit home with no Social Security Medicare tax. So what happens is they require you to be on a reasonable W-2. This team listens to the CPA's advice of what that amount needs to be. We are not their tax advisors in that realm of the business. So we reach out, tell me what your accountant wants you to do. And trying to get the taxes where they need to be so it's not so painful at the end. It's really a team effort.
I'm like a lot of people where I have fantasized about starting my own business and thought about a product and getting it to market and having success with it, but I've never sat there and daydreamed and fantasized about doing the paperwork of trying to comply
Yes.
with what the government wants me to do with W-2s, and I wouldn't know where to begin. I wouldn't understand it, and I guess a lot of people like me go off on that adventure and end up getting in a little bit of trouble because they don't know how it all works.
Absolutely. And that's why we just take it. We take it, and, it's a very small setup price to get all the accounts registered. You've got state unemployment, federal unemployment, state withholding, Social Security, Medicare, federal tax, all the different forms to fill out. For a small price, we just do that for you, and you have taxes paid in at the end of the year so that it's not quite so painful and you're not in a penalty situation. And the penalties bring up a really good point, because what our goal is to pay for ourselves. So if you've had some late payments, it's very easy to forget about making that tax payment or not have enough tax paid in and get a penalty for that. The state and IRS, they have a way to make money. That's one way is penalties. And so why set yourself up for that when, the cost of doing it and the cost that you're taking away from your business to deal with this stuff, just let us handle it.
All right, we're going to take a break here in just a moment and talk more about what Payroll Vault has to offer, because we've just kind of scratched the surface here. Now, is there a local number that you'd like people to call, or do you just want them to go to your website?
They're more than welcome to call. It's 251-243-0902.
Okay, so you, the listener, maybe you're listening to this and thinking, wow, this applies to me and my business. 251-243-0902, 243-0902. Payroll Vault, payrollvault.com. We're going to be back with more in just a moment with our guests from Payroll Vault here on Ask the Expert. And again, you can watch on the News Radio 710 WNTM Facebook page.
Prices are for base buildings only. Do not include windows, doors, or accessories. The economic recovery we've all been waiting for is finally here. Stocks are soaring, and construction spending across America has been on the rise. If you've been waiting to build, the time is now. Whether you want to expand your business or you want to build a new garage, call General Steel today at 877-93-STEEL. Our metal building kits bolt together quickly and are custom designed for your needs. For example, a 40x60 is a great space for an auto shop, RV and camper storage, or 3-car garage. And if you call General Steel today, it's on sale now for under $25,000. Or imagine a 50x100 clear span building for under $40,000, suitable for the booming warehousing industry, manufacturing facilities, or a church sanctuary. That's 5,000 square feet for $8 or less per foot. Call now, 877-93-STEEL. With construction in high demand, this special pricing won't last long. Call to lock your building price today at 877-93-STEEL. That's 877-937-8335.
Uncle Henry here. You've probably heard me talk about SAD healthcare on the radio for years now. Well, right now I want to call your attention to something specific that SAD healthcare offers families, something called SAD Family Care. SAD Family Care is private duty nursing that you can arrange for your loved one, a certified nursing assistant to come in and help with the activities of daily living. It's kind of like assisted living, but instead of in a facility, it's assisted living in your own home. Or maybe you're taking care of a loved one yourself and you need a break for just a few hours. SAD can come up with a plan that fits your individual needs. And along with certified nursing assistants, you can also arrange visits from LPNs or RNs as needed. You can find out more about SAD Family Care, private duty nursing, at their website, sadhealthcare.com. That's spelled with 2 A's, SAAD, sadhealthcare.com or call 251-343-9600.
At Mercedes-Benz Mobile, servicing the customer always comes first. If your Mercedes is in need of repair or general maintenance, come see us at our state-of-the-art service center on Dolphin Street. Our highly certified auto technicians are equipped with the latest tools and technologies to take care of your Mercedes or any other luxury vehicle, including Lexus, BMW, Audi, and Jaguar. Give your car a little TLC and visit our service center at 3060 Dolphin Street today. Mercedes-Benz Mobile, doing our part to keep you moving forward.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Deb Carson.
Sunday at Erin Hills, Brooks Koepka wrapped up the U.S. Open with 3 straight birdies on the back nine, closed a 16 under par to win his first major title.
Stuck to the game plan. What we've done all week, it's kind of worked. So I figured just stick with that. And obviously you can see leaderboards everywhere. I mean, they're on every hole. So I knew where I stood, but just got to stay in the moment. And I did a good job of that.
Well, in NBA news, Pacers star Paul George has reportedly told the team he's going to leave after this next season, presumably to join the Lakers. Rockies beat the Giants 7-5. Nolan Arenado hit a 3-run walk-off homer to win the game and complete the cycle. A's edged the Yankees 4-3 to wrap up the 3-game sweep. Diamondbacks got by the Phillies in 10 innings 5-4. Arizona's won 7 in a row, and the Red Sox beat the Astros 6-5. I'm Deb Carson.
We are Fox Sports.
We're back. Thank you for listening to Ask the Expert today. Katie Galt, Karen Simmons with Payroll Vault, payrollvault.com. And you hear about Payroll Vault and you think maybe this is something that can help you out in your business. You can call locally, 251-243-0902, 251-243-0902. Now, in the first segment of the show, I was asking about, because Payroll Vault can help people from a one-person business all the way up to 500 employees. And I was asking you specifically about the one person in business for themselves. But you were also talking a bit, Katie, about how people are just getting off the ground and they hire just a few employees. That's also, I'm sure, a huge learning curve where you've got to really spend a lot of time and effort getting something like that going, right?
It is. So that's why we really like to be there to help them. I know one of the first questions is, how are you tracking these people's time? I mean, the first step to paying them is knowing what to pay them. So that's why we recommend, we have a timekeeping software. Employees can either have a physical clock, they can clock in on a computer, or use their phone, and it has GPS capability. So that's nice if you've got people on the road traveling.
You can help people with GPS capability as well, so you know where the
Yes.
employee is.
It's fantastic. We actually use it for our office. Karen uses it for her office. We've got quite a few clients set up on it, and it's come in handy. You know, it's important to know where your employees are if they're clocking in and out outside of the office.
So when you get a small business, that's starting up or coming to you for the first time, how much of what you do is educational, where you have to let people know exactly all the things they have to do?
A lot. I mean,
It is.
even as far as informing them of the employer taxes, there's quite a few people who haven't even been aware that as an employer, you know, they've got to match the Social Security and Medicare. They have federal unemployment. They have state unemployment. Knowing what that the state unemployment rate is determined off of. You know, it's 2.7% for the first 3 years you're in business, and then after that, it's based on your unemployment claims. So restaurants, you'll typically see them have a higher rate due to the turnover versus a smaller company that tends to have, you know, lower turnover.
And that brings up a couple of really good points, too, that a lot of people are talking about educating them. They don't realize that it's required by the Department of Labor to have a labor poster hanging up in your facility. We have access to those. We have those cheaper than the ads you get in the mail from direct mail.
And the workers' comp as well. You know, in the state of Alabama, if you have 5 or more employees, you're required to have workers' comp. So that's where we're able, you know, we cannot set up the policy. However, we put them in touch with.
We have partners.
We have partners that can do that for our clients. We do the annual audit free of charge. It's really just handling anything they need.
Yeah, the one company we really like, and it depends on the industry of the client, but we can do pay-as-you-go workman's comp. So, like every week for my accounting office, it's from $17 to $24, depending on the amount of the payroll. But at the end of the year, I get no surprises. My workman's comp paid based on that week's payroll.
Okay.
And so that's very, very helpful. And another thing you brought up, Katie, was the restaurants and with tips. You know, I'm not sure if you're, a lot of people know, but when a waitress is waiting or waiter, then, you know, they're paid at a much reduced rate, $2.13 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Well, another reason to track time, and a lot of their POS systems will do this, but if they're not waiting on tables, they have to be paid minimum wage. Then also, at the end of the day, they have to have enough tips or you have to bring them up to minimum wage. And our system calculates. The owners and the managers do not have to do that math. Our system automatically does it. And that we have found is very helpful to our restaurants.
There's the number of rules alone. I don't know how it would be a full-time job keeping up with all the rules, and that's what you do, is
Well,
keep up with all the rules.
You know, that's a really excellent point, is that none of us can know everything. You know your circle, I know
Right.
my circle. Katie's circle is nothing but payroll, so she's able to stay on top of it and get the education and the seminars and webinars to stay on top of the rules. On those labor posters, since 2010, there have been 210 labor law changes. In 7 years, and this was last year's number, it may be more now, 210 law changes that we would have no way of knowing unless you did this on a full-time basis.
So you mentioned earlier in the first segment, a lot of this is making sure that your client stays in compliance.
Yes.
Yes.
Because if you're not in compliance, there are consequences.
Oh, absolutely. The penalties we talked about, not to mention you don't want somebody showing up on your doorstep. But I think what Katie's been able to attain is helping people stay in compliance without bothering them. Working on the backside of making sure that everything's filed, everything's taken care of, but letting them know, you know, this is what I'm doing, but this is why. And because it's their business, it's their life. I mean, when I've opened up my business, it's everything that you have. It's your house, your home,
Right.
your family.
Absolutely.
Blood, sweat, and tears. So we understand that, because even when we started Payroll Vault 2.5 years ago, you know, we had each other. But it's still scary even for Katie to go, you know, to open up a business and say, I'm open, world, please come use me. And it doesn't always work like that. So, you know, I know one thing that by having Payroll Vault do my accounting payroll is that has freed me up. I don't know if that's really good English, but that's exactly what it's done.
But that's one of the great benefit of Payroll Vault
absolutely.
is that it has freed you up. You don't have to worry about the payroll yourself.
No, I don't. You know, I look at the timekeeping. I know where they were. I know, you know, once I approve it, they take it and process it. It's direct deposit. I don't have to do anything. They get their check stubs on their phone. They can change their own withholdings without having to bother me. So, you know, I've got my rent's due this month. Can you not take any federal tax out? They change whatever they need to do. That's their responsibility. Now, you know, my staff happens to understand a little bit more on the tax side. But, you know, having that, again, not bothering the owner.
Unless payroll is due, and then we bug them.
Yes.
But that is our job, to make sure, you know, it's funny, the staff at the office say someone's hours are due, and we'll be emailing, calling them, and we feel bad for bugging them, but we want their people to get paid. So that's our circle to make sure that you're taken care of in that aspect.
Well, that's the same as if you were a department in their building, in their company. Because
Yes.
somebody's
Exactly.
calling somebody else's office with the same question.
Yes. Or this person, do you realize, you know, having, you know, to thinking about the owners, because we stay in compliance for the employees, but the owners, and they go, do you know this person worked this many hours? Or, you know, just looking behind them to make sure that, you know, nobody wants to be taken advantage of.
Right.
And unfortunately, so it's good to have another team member on your team.
I've remember years ago working somewhere where there was a huge to-do because somebody had put that they had worked more than 48 hours in a weekend, and there was a gigantic, I mean, there was a lot of dominoes fell after that. And this is the kind of thing that you avoid those nasty surprises.
Oh, absolutely. She'll pick up the phone in a heartbeat to call the owner and go, I think we might have a little situation here. And so then you go to investigate and make sure everything's all right.
Again, you're listening to Payroll Vault, local people with Payroll Vault. Katie Galt and Karen Simmons are here. PayrollVault.com. You can call them at 251-243-0902, 243-0902. And you said something earlier that stuck in my mind, is that your goal is to pay for yourself, is to have the service be to be totally worth it, that it pays for itself.
For anything to be successful, it has to be a win-win for all parties.
Right.
If you can find a fair, honest way that everybody has a win-win, then it's going to work. And so a couple of different things when we were going into this is, how can it be a win-win? We know there's a need. We saw the need. She had the knowledge. She's been doing payroll since she was, I'm going to say 16, but it was before then. And she loves payrolls. She loves the processing, the systematic calculations. And so the win-win is they're having to pay, companies are having to pay for this anyway. They're having to pay either QuickBooks. They say, it's take me only a few minutes, I do it in QuickBooks. That cost is getting ridiculous. Not only that, you have a payroll subscription due every year, but if you're using QuickBooks, they mandate that you upgrade every 3 years, and that cost is rising. Even most people that use QuickBooks have their accountants doing their payroll tax returns. So they can probably already paying $1,300 to $1,400 a year, plus taking up their time. Now, I did go through a search process, and we both talked about it. We don't want to take anything away from the other CPAs in town. Now, what I found is when I moved a lot of the payrolls that were processing on that side, when we moved them to Payroll Vault, the accounting business went up because my accountants were tied down in payroll tax forms and ridiculous notices from the IRS, but were able to be accountants and help companies out. So actually, it was a benefit to move my payrolls out.
Payroll Vault, the win-win with Payroll Vault. Again, PayrollVault.com, 251-243-0902, 251-243-0902. We're going to take a break for news and weather and come back with more, learning more about Payroll Vault here on News Radio 710 WNTM. And keep in mind that during the show, you can watch on the News Radio 710 WNTM Facebook page and watch our guests as they explain about Payroll Vault.
This is the Bloomberg Market Minute. Executives from many of the world's largest technology companies will gather at the White House today to meet with President Trump and his senior advisors during a summit aimed at modernizing the federal government. Apple CEO Tim Cook, Amazon head Jeff Bezos, and IBM CEO Ginni Rometty all expected to attend. Speaking of tech, those stocks leading the way this morning, rebounding from 2 weeks of declines. Meal kit delivery company Blue Apron plans to raise as much as $587 million in its initial public offering to help the company compete in on-demand food. The food industry got even more crowded on Friday when Amazon announced its deal to buy Whole Foods for $13.7 billion. And returns for university endowments are looking vastly better than last year, when college funds had average investment losses of about 2%. Now they're on track for gains in the high single digits. That's the best performance since fiscal 2014. That's according to the National Association of College and University Business Officers. Courtney Donahoe, Bloomberg Radio.
Radio for real men.
Surprise, surprise.
The Rush Revolution rolls on. Weekdays at 11, News Radio 710, WNTM. Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Southern Cancer Center. Weather Center.
Good Monday to you, everybody. As we take you through the afternoon, we'll hit a high today of 89 degrees. About a 30% chance of wet weather for today. Tonight will be muggy with a few overnight showers. For your Tuesday, we are expecting rain and storms with highs in the mid-80s. I'm Kelly Foster for Local 15 News and this iHeartRadio station.
This report is brought to you by Dove Men Plus Care. Did you hear that 91% of guys that use Dove Men Plus Care antiperspirant recommend it? Dove Men Plus Care user Bobby said he doesn't know how it works, but it gets the job done. That's good enough for me, Bobby. Pick up some new Dove Men Plus Care antiperspirant for yourself at your local retailer.
First house, last house, mid-south, coat that side porch, cul-de-sac, mid-south, coat that brick house, townhouse, don't paint, coat that dockside, poolside, outside, coat that corner store, warehouse, mama's house, coat that.
Tired of painting your home every 4 to 5 years? This is Kevin Mamahat, president of Mid-South Coatings. Better than paint, more durable than latex. Mid-South Coatings is the ultimate alternative to traditional paint. And with our lifetime warranty, you'll never have to paint your home again, guaranteed. If you live anywhere in the Gulf South, call for a free estimate. And since Mid-South Coatings is much thicker than paint, your home will look like it's just been freshly painted forever. So before you paint your home with traditional paint or any product, call Mid-South Coatings for a free estimate.
Call 251-272-4440. 272-4440. That's 272-4440.
Red, white, razor blue, any color of the net, anywhere you're at, coat this, Mid-South, coat that.
We don't like party crashers, do we? Especially in the form of mosquitoes. Hey, it's Shelby for Bugmaster, Mobile, and Baldwin counties. They say, take back your backyard. Around here, we love to party in the summertime. Backyard barbecues, just visiting with family and friends. Bugmaster has a great mosquito treatment program for a one-time event or every month. Bugmaster is your local pest pro in Mobile and Baldwin counties. Schedule an appointment today at bugmaster.com or give them a call at 251-666-4402 or in Baldwin County, 626-6667.
Hey guys, pardon the advertising interruption to your radio program. Do yourself a favor and please listen carefully. If you have tried or wanted to try Viagra or other male prescriptions in the last few years, you need to hear about Noxitril, the super pill that will transform your performance in the bedroom forever. You see, Noxitril has been formulated and developed in U.S. FDA labs, and it's the real deal. Noxitril works, period. Strong, explosive results that increase blood flow fast. And best of all, there are no side effects like prescription meds. After years of research, the developers of Noxitril got it right. This remarkable pill is off the charts. Right now, we encourage you to take advantage of our incredible free bottle offer. So what are you waiting for? Noxitril. It's that good.
Call now and find out how to get a free bottle of Noxitril while supplies last. Call 1-800-690-5971. That's 800-690-5971. Free bottles for a limited time, so call now. 800-690-5971. 800-690-5971.
Fox News Radio, I'm Paul Stevens. Police on the scene at the Square One Mall in Saugus, Massachusetts, on reports of an armed person somewhere inside the mall is closed. The investigation underway after a van rammed into a crowd of Muslims leaving evening prayers at a mosque in North London early Monday, killing one man and injuring 10 others. London Mayor Sadiq Khan.
The local worshippers apprehended the man in the van who mowed down the pedestrians. I've heard stories from the imam who stopped local residents from understandably taking out their anger on this terrorist.
The driver, a 48-year-old white man, arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. And officials in Paris saying a suspected attacker has been downed after driving into a police car on the Champs-Élysées. Paris police saying a security operation is now underway, and they're urging people to avoid that area. Fox News, we report. You decide.
Welcome back. Thank you for listening to News Radio 710 WNTM. Here we're talking about Payroll Vault. Our guests are in from Payroll Vault. Katie Galt, Karen Simmons. If you just tuned in, keep in mind you can also watch. We're live on Facebook on the News Radio 710 WNTM Facebook page. You can look at our guests as you listen to them. For the people that just tuned in, a quick explanation of what Payroll Vault is.
We offer simple, affordable, personalized payroll solutions to outsource your payroll, where we handle anything related to that: background checks, timekeeping, payroll tax returns, W-2s, whole 9 yards.
Yeah, and we've talked the first part of the show. I did ask you a lot about the very small businesses, people that are working for themselves or have just a few employees. Talk a bit about what you do for businesses that are bigger, 200, 300, 400 employees.
So typically for those larger companies, they do have someone in-house, an HR professional who handles the hiring, the paperwork, and whatnot, but they still need that software to be able to process the payroll. So that's where we come in, and there's really two different options. We have something called client access, where they have access to our software. We're still reviewing everything, but that HR personnel is doing the processing as far as the data entry. Now, an even better way to get away from the data processing is if they use our timekeeping software. They approve payroll, the time, and it directly imports into the software for processing. So easy breezy. That's what we recommend for the larger companies.
And that automation and the technology, the software platform that we use, that allows us to keep the price efficient.
Now, explain to me, you mentioned that companies that size usually have an HR person. Let's say I'm growing my company and I don't have an HR person yet. Can you help with some aspects of human resources?
Absolutely. We actually offer a service where we act as your HR professional, where we employee onboarding, the paperwork, the new hire reporting, we handle that. And so that is an additional service that benefits our larger clients.
Because of this job, I've gotten to talk to so many business owners, so many people that start their own businesses, and they all tell me that the hardest thing that they didn't realize was going to be the hardest thing was human resources, dealing with that aspect of the job. And so you do offer, you mentioned background checks?
Yes, so we use National Crime Search to handle those. And that's an important thing, is we do offer all these things. I mean, I could go on and on, but people start to get bored. But
the eyes glaze over.
The eyes glaze over.
Well, not unless you're running your own company and you need these services. You definitely want to hear about some of these things. And as I said, so many people tell me that they have trouble handling their own human resources because, as you have pointed out, they know about their circle of expertise. Mm-hmm. And they're great at building this widget, and then suddenly they're having to deal with human resources, and they're out of their element.
There's too many laws. There's too many constantly moving parts, depending on the situation. It's not a yes/no answer. It's more questions to find out exactly what was going on and what adapts.
And that's why we love to sit down with people. A lot of times people will call and want us to spit out a price. Well, let's take a step back. Find out what you really need, because I don't want to charge somebody for something they don't need.
Right.
If you don't need timekeeping, I'm not going to get you set up for that. So it's having that conversation, taking the time to run through what exactly you need, because each client is an individual. So we treat each one of those as that and find out exactly what they need, what they want.
Now, I have a friend of mine in the world of business with his own, I'd say, medium-sized company that had HR problems with disputes among employees. Some of it male, female type of stuff that maybe legal things had to be involved. Do you help people if they need the help with knowing in advance what the procedure should be, what rules should be? Absolutely. Employee handbooks, that type of thing.
Yes, we have an online platform that will develop handbooks. We have an additional service where you can actually call an HR professional anytime and speak to a live person. And I've even had chances where a client asks a question, and I may not know it, but I will look into it for you and send you, a couple links. Here's what I found. Now, if it's getting into a legal thing, then absolutely I'm going to put them in contact with who they need to speak to. But I have no problem researching a topic. If I don't know something, give me time and I'll look into it.
And there's some very talented people that we have partnered up with, other local businesses, trying to, we like local. There's an employee attorney here in Mobile. We love her. There's an HR person that has her own practice. So we would never, ever put anybody close to jeopardy. Either we know the answer or we know who we can go to get that answer. Okay, so you can help. If somebody needs help with HR, you can help with that. And that includes, you mentioned employee onboarding. I'm going to guess that means getting them all the proper forms and all of that when they come to work.
Exactly. So if a client has signed up for our employee assistance program, employees can actually come to our office. We review the handbook with them. We get them to sign all their employee documents, W-4, A-4, I-9, direct deposit form. eyes glaze over. And then,
well, again, though, this is stuff that business people want to know when they're starting their business, that you can help them with this. You mentioned background checks. What about if I want to screen them for drugs?
there's also drug testing. We don't actually perform the drug testing, but there's other areas in Mobile that we get it set up and then they go for the testing at that location.
Okay. So again, this goes for really all size businesses depending on what the need is. And when somebody calls and they want a price, you'd rather find out what their need is first.
Absolutely.
Because the needs are going to be different from business to business.
And we have different packages. So it's finding out where they fall. You know, I don't want to overquote them, but I don't want to undersell them because there may be something that they truly do need.
It's by taking it's being proactive. By taking everybody's busy. We're all running around like crazy, and then when you got kids to pick up and everything else, we get that. But by taking just a second to have that meeting, you'll probably save money in the long run. Not only that, you'll know exactly what you're getting so that nothing becomes a surprise later on.
You're listening to Payroll Vault here on News Radio 710 WNTM. And this is a company that takes over payroll for you. This is something that you can outsource to Payroll Vault. And is it all direct deposit? Or if somebody wants a check, do people still write checks?
Absolutely. We print the paper checks at our office. They're already signed, and we have a pressure sealer machine, so the checks are signed and sealed. So when if you have an employee picking them up, you cannot get into them. They're the pressure seal tear off. Very secure. We also have Visa Pay cards that we can reload. So if you want to do direct deposit, but your employees don't have a checking account, that's a really nice option.
Okay, so you have thought of everything. Because that's something I would not have thought of.
And then, of course, direct deposit. And you can mix and match. We've got clients where 2 of their employees get paper checks, 1 is on a pay card, and the rest are on direct deposit. Another nice feature with the direct deposit is we can deposit their check into multiple accounts. So if they want $20 to their savings account and the rest of their check to their checking account, we can do that. And I know I love it. I mean, I use it for my own personal check.
I use it also.
Now, what if I want to offer my employees some benefits, something like a 401k, or can you help with that?
Absolutely. Once the policy is set up, we deduct it through payroll. We keep up with each employee's contributions. If there's an employer match, we handle that. And then we submit those contributions on behalf of our clients.
And better yet, they actually complete the census information that's required at the end of every year. Every big 401k has to have a tax return. And so I don't do those, but there's some great people here in town. There's all kinds of information that has to be completed in order to do that. And
I had no idea.
They take care of that.
I had no idea.
I don't do those anymore.
Insurance as well, whether it be major medical or voluntary benefits, we handle that as well.
Vacation, sick time.
Accruable benefits, so tracking personal time off, vacation, sick, we track those balances and accruals as well.
Again, this is all available to your business from Payroll Vault, and it can be anywhere from a one-person business all the way up to 500. PayrollVault.com is the website, and you can get in touch with Payroll Vault locally. You can call Payroll Vault. Do you like it when people call, or do you prefer that they use the website?
Whatever works best for them. If they do submit a quote request through the website, someone will be in touch with them that day.
We still like that personal connection too, though. I mean, just, these people are our neighbors. We want to take care of them. And we like getting to know them.
And that is a question people may wonder, is it's going to be handled, Mobile Baldwin business is handled here?
Yes.
It's in-house. We have 3 payroll specialists on staff. They're fantastic. And we really strive for the values of our company, honesty, integrity, trust. We're a very close-knit team, and one of our top goals, not only serving our customers with great service, but being involved in the community as well.
You're listening to Payroll Vault. We'll be back with more in just a moment. And keep in mind, you can continue to watch. You can see the guests on the News Radio 710 WNTM Facebook page, live video. payrollvault.com, 251-243-0902, 251-243-0902. That's Payroll Vault.
In business, risks and rewards come with every decision, like moving to the cloud with Office 365. While its benefits include anywhere access and lower costs, cyber threats and user errors can quickly wipe out data and the money you save. Barracuda Essentials for Office 365 provide an added layer of security and functionality for threat protection, email migration, data recovery, and quality of service. Move securely to Office 365. Visit barracuda.com/essentials to learn more.
A recent study asked 12,000 adults why they take expensive multivitamins and minerals. With the answer, here is the inventor of Texas Superfood, Dennis Black.
University studies show that multivitamin supplements are mostly synthetic and do little to improve your health. I believe the secret to great health is pure natural nutrition, not chemistry set supplements. Great health comes from nature, and that's what's in Texas Superfood. Nature's antioxidant-rich vitamins and minerals from 55 vine-ripened fruits and vegetables. So here's my health promise to you. Switch from your chemistry set vitamins to Texas Superfood for 90 days. And experience increased energy, more focus, and better sleep, or return it. No questions asked.
Now, when you order 2 bottles of Texas Superfood, you can get the 3rd bottle free, but you must call now. 877-55-TEXAS. That's 877-55-TEXAS. You can also order online at texassuperfood.com. Call now, 877-55-TEXAS. That's 877-55-TEXAS.
With so many music apps out there, ever wonder which one's the most popular in America? The one that lets you listen to live radio, custom radio from your favorite artists, and download unlimited music. Oh yeah, and the one that's free. If you guessed iHeartRadio, you'd be right. And you wouldn't be alone. Come join millions of music fans who rated iHeartRadio the #1 free music app in America. Download the free iHeartRadio app or listen at iHeartRadio.com.
When you have a passion for pasta or pizza, it's Pizzeria Delfina. Owner Richie Gambino puts his personal touch on perfecting pasta, pizza, calzone, antipastas, stromboli, and more. With fresh ingredients and a love for creating culinary classics for lunch and dinner Monday through Saturday, and on Sunday too from 4 to 9 p.m. Pizzeria Delfina. Authentic Italian food made fresh to order. Dine-in, take-out, catering, and delivery available through Port City Deliveries. Pizzeria Delfina. Lower Dolphin Street, downtown Mobile.
Welcome back to Ask the Expert. Katie Galt, Karen Simmons are here with Payroll Vault, payrollvault.com. They're a local company that will take over your payroll. If you're a small business, medium-sized business, anywhere from 1 to 500. If you want to see the guests, answer the questions, you can do that in the next few minutes in our final segment here on the News Radio 710 WNTM Facebook page. You can see the video there live. So I want to talk a little bit more about your software, because you were explaining to me earlier how this works, that if somebody is using Payroll Vault and they have direct deposit, that the employee can actually look at their paycheck stub on their phone. This is something I can't do in my job, but your clients can do that.
From the moment we take over their payroll, let's fast forward a year, they have access to every single check stub that they've received through online access. When a client starts our services, each employee will receive a registration email. They set up their own username and password, and there's an app they can download, or they can just go through the internet.
Free app. It's a free app.
They go to payrollvault.com and they click login, put in their credentials, and that's where they are able to see all their check stubs, their W-2. The day we finalize their W-2, it's available, so they don't have to wait for it in the mail. And then they can also change their withholding information. So say they're single and one and they get married and they want to change that to married and one, they can do that on their phone.
On the phone?
Yes.
This is something I've got to talk to our company about this because it's really, I jump through many more hoops to do the same thing.
Right.
And you've got that so easy for the employee there on their phone.
It's a win-win.
And the forms can be confusing, the paper forms. The wordage, I've seen many times where employees complete the they put the wrong number than what they intended, it can be misleading. So that's a good thing about the app is it's very straightforward. You enter what you want.
And you mentioned, Karen, that the great thing about it is that the employee doesn't have to go to their employer to do this.
I haven't had an employee come to me, whether they needed it for going to court for child support or a divorce or buying a house. You know, the banker needs something.
Right.
I have not, since I converted mine 2 years ago, I have not had one employee come to me and need something about their payroll. They handle it all themselves.
And that's one of the great values, because you're now free to do what you need to do.
Yes, I could literally put a price tag on that. And it's money. My energy went to making it about my business, not about whether they have single and two or single and one, or trying to track down a check stub to send to their banker. They handle it all themselves.
That is terrific. So this is a benefit really for the employee, for whatever company uses Payroll Vault. Their employees have that great benefit, and it's a benefit to the employer because they don't have to deal with it.
It's a win-win.
It sounds like a triple win.
Yes, win-win-win.
There's a lot of different wins there, because that sounds fantastic. So talk a little bit more. We have some people that have tuned in that weren't listening at the beginning of the show, and they didn't get to hear you talk about this great timekeeping software that you use with Payroll Vault. Explain Payroll Vault Timekeeper.
So the name of the software we use is Swipe Clock. You can actually go online, swipeclock.com, and view a demo. We love to do an in-person demo so that we can answer any questions they have. We actually show them our in-house account that we use, Payroll Vault, and it's great. To display how the accruable benefits work, show you how the GPS works. It's really great, and we love options. So you can have a physical clock where employees either enter a PIN number, they have a key fob. We even have fingerprint options, so you eliminate the risk of buddy punching, as they call it.
That's what they call it.
That's
where
what
your
it's called.
Your buddy signs in for you.
Yes,
Okay.
Cindy texts Joe, "Hey, I'm going to be late. Clock me in." The fingerprint kind of solves that for sure. And they can also clock in and out on their phone. So if you have an employee that is maybe going to customers' offices or doing events, rather than having to either you clock them in or out, they can do it themselves and you know where they're at.
So you do have the GPS option, so you know where the employee is.
Yes.
So you know that they're actually on the job and not somewhere else.
In their driveway, clocking in, yes.
The beach.
The beach. McDonald's, list goes on.
Okay, so this is all available with your software, and this is something that the employer can look at anytime they want to?
Yes, they can view it on their phone. They can even receive a daily email report that summarizes the day before, just to kind of review at any time. Oh, there's even capabilities where if you set up scheduling, so you know who's supposed to be there at 8 o'clock. Let's say it's 8:05, it will email you, hey, or notify you, so-and-so is not clocked in yet. The customizations are endless.
I know some employers that want to make sure that their employees stay under a certain threshold of hours. That can help?
Absolutely. It's great. It has a ton of great reports to help you manage and even looking at trends. You know, maybe there's a certain week in the month where you notice the increase. So what can we do to, spread that out over the month? It's really a great tool.
Yeah, I like the reports. I like that the employees can make notes and tell why something happened, because not everything's black and white. It's just not. Circumstances and situations happen.
Sure.
And so we want to be fair to the employees also, because you need your employees to be happy. And so the reports it'll do with their notes and any changes that are needed, but the timekeeping does a fantastic job at accruable benefits, keeping up with the vacation and our PTO, personal time, or sick time, depending on what your company has. Because I know Katie has seen some accruable benefits that will blow your mind. You need 10 spreadsheets to be able to keep up with it. different
I think
things
that-
for different people, and it gets a little rough.
I think that's another thing that employers get bogged down. Just as an example, if an employee wants to know, okay, I want to take a vacation in August. If I don't use any time from now until then, what's my balance going to be? And Swipe Clock will keep up with that. It's fantastic.
We're almost out of time. We have just a few minutes left in the show. If you've just joined us, we've been talking about Payroll Vault, payrollvault.com. And if you want to find out more about Payroll Vault, you can certainly call them. Now, let's say that I do have a business, about 20 people, and I'm interested in not doing the payroll. I want you to do it. How is our meeting going to go? I call you and we meet, and then what happens?
Sit down. I ask what you're currently doing, and from there it can navigate to either of two ways. Either you're a new business and starting from scratch, or we discuss the transition process, which we handled that as well. It's just finding out the information that we need. We discuss your pay period, how often you're going to pay these people, how you're going to submit the information to us. There's different options with that. And then we usually like to get things set up 2 weeks before the first check date, just to make sure that everything is covered.
And you'll offer recommendations too, because you've seen so many different scenarios.
Yes.
That she'll offer recommendations for either to help on cost benefit or just for efficiencies.
And again, you pointed out that the goal is to make it pay for itself.
Absolutely.
The win-win.
Win-win.
All right, you can find out more at payrollvault.com. We've mentioned a lot of different services, but you can look for yourself at all of the different services that are available. And you can call them locally at 251-243-0902. That's 251-243-0902. And these are local people. You have a local staff that handles all this from Mobile and Baldwin, right?
Yes.
Correct.
All right. Is there anything you want to add? We've got about a minute left in the show. Is there anything you want to throw out there?
I would if you have a thought of maybe I should call them, or I wonder if what I'm currently doing is the best thing, just give us a call or schedule a meeting. We would love to review what you're currently doing. And if we're not the best fit, we'll let you know that. Or we'll even put you in touch of who we think, would be a better option. You do the right thing and it pays off. That's what we believe.
And we want to thank you, Uncle Henry, and your team. Have been fantastic with our dealings with you, and we just really appreciate how you've helped put us out there. And so, other businesses, you guys have been great to us. We want to thank you.
Well, thank you. And now you've got me ready to start my own business and track myself using the app. Remember, Payroll Vault, payrollvault.com, 251-243-0902. This is Uncle Henry. I want to tell you about Dr. Thomas Bender and Advanced Dermatology and Skincare Center. We love living on the Gulf Coast. We love all the fun activities, the fishing, the golf. But years of being out in the elements, well, that can accelerate damage to your skin. That can accelerate the aging process of your skin. Dr. Bender can help you with that. Dr. Bender is a board-certified dermatologist. He provides the latest innovations in medical skincare and cosmetic skincare, and he also has all the latest technology. He's got 3 convenient locations, Mobile, Daphne, and Bay Minette. You can find out more about Dr. Bender and all of the services he provides by going online. The website is advanceddermclinic.com. That's advanceddermclinic.com. You can make an appointment there online, or you can call for your appointment. The number is 251-631-3570. That's Advanced Dermatology and Skincare Center.
Your home for traffic and weather on the 9s every